Wrapping up spring practice and spring game Saturday.
Well, yeah, it was good practice today. Can't believe we only have 2 left. We'll finish up with a real light practice on Thursday, and then the spring game kicking off at 1 o'clock. I think they're going to open the doors at 10:30 or 11 over there. And I think it'll be fun, a little banged up with the offensive line, but get some guys back. And it'll be I think it'll be a good scrimmage, and we'll be creative with some things we do too to make sure we get everybody involved. But just look forward to having the kids play in front of the community again and getting back after it. Today, good practice. Couple safeties played well today. Richie Desir made a really acrobatic interception in the one-team period, and then Darius Kelly did the same thing and kind of shot the hip and made an interception and took it down the sideline. So it was good to see those 2 guys make some plays. I thought Mitch Kimball had a good day. He started spring ball late as far as full competition goes because he had a little bit of a back thing. I think we got that resolved, and he's had 4 or 5 days now where I've been impressed with the way he's played. Terrell had good command of the offense too, especially in the 2-team periods we had. But all in all, a good day. Pleased with the way Daishan has been going the last couple, and I like this Hodge kid. He's really putting some good plays on tape, and feeling real comfortable with him in the middle now. So that's just a few of the highlights today, and any questions you guys have.
Scott, have you guys settled on a format for Saturday?
Pretty much. I want to see how these next couple days go with a couple more kids, but it'll be an offensive, defensive type scrimmage because we don't have 2 full offensive lines. So we'll have a point system. The offense will be able to score points in the traditional manner, drive down the field, touchdown, field goal attempt, extra point attempt to score their points. And then the defense, it'll be an interception will be worth 6 points. If they get a 3 and out, that'll be worth 3 points. If they get a stop on downs, that'll be worth 1 point. And then if they score a touchdown, it'll be technically 13 points because the turnover is going to be worth 6. And then a touchdown will give the defense 7 points on that. And then at halftime, we'd like to get about 80 plays in. At halftime, we'll come back out on the field, and whichever team's down, if the offense is down by a few points or if the defense is down by a few points, whichever team's down, we're going to have a punting challenge where we give Riley a chance to kick the football. And if he can get it down in between the 15-yard line and in, it's worth a point. 10-yard line and in is 2 points, and inside the 5 is 3 points. And we'll have some young guns running down against some corners trying to keep the ball in bounds and inside the playing surface. So trying to be a little creative with that. We'll probably do a little 7-on-7 early to get warmed up before we actually start the scrimmage. Then we'll send the guys out of the tunnel. We'll have a coin toss and have some fun with it. So looking forward to it. Can't wait to get the community out there. I know the kids are ready to play in front of some people, and it should be a great day.
Not to be Mr. Negative about the spring game, but
what did you say there?
not to be Mr. Negative.
Not to be Mr. Negative, but negative. No, go ahead.
More school, well, not more. Some schools are doing rid of the whole spring game and not having one.
Yeah.
Do you think Syracuse will move to that, or do you still see great value in that?
I would like to always have some sort of a spring game. I think it gives your community a chance to have a little momentum in the spring and to kind of preview the kids that they've been hearing about that were kind of the second man on the depth chart, then getting an opportunity to get some playing time in front of them. So I will always try to have some sort of a spring game for our kids, and even if it's more of a scrimmage like it's going to be this year, at least it's another opportunity for the fans to come out and check things out. I think we owe that to our fans. I love our fans here in Syracuse, and I just think they deserve that. So I would rather not get to the point where we don't have a spring game, and I think we can just always, be creative and think outside of the box like we have to a little bit this year to provide that opportunity for our fan base.
Is there any kind of update on Foy? Just how he's done?
No, not yet. I mean, we'll see here. We got a few more weeks or a couple more weeks to finish things up, but hopefully he's doing well, and I'd love to have him back with the squad, and I'm anxious to sit down with him and check out that report card.
Scott, with Joe Adam and Bobby Acosta, what have you been seeing from those coaches brought on to this staff? I mean, you had your guys last year, but what have you taken away from them these few weeks that you've had?
Yeah, it's good to have Joe back. We worked together in the past. He's a real diligent guy, and I think he feels like he's been throwing a little bit of a curveball coming in with these old linemen being banged up. Luckily, we're going to get most of the kids back. And then Bobby, I just love his energy. He's got great energy on the field. And then I sat in his meeting yesterday. I started out in the quarterbacks meeting, and then I heard all this ruckus down the hallway. I said, what the heck's going on? So I run down the hallway. I didn't really run down the hallway. I hustled down the hallway to see what it is, and it's just Bobby coaching them up. And he's coaching up Cam McPherson and just a ton of energy. And I think the kids are really enjoying playing for those two guys. And I know I feel really lucky to have them on board.
Coach, how much of a better sense do you get of your team when seeing them in a game environment as opposed to on a practice field?
Yeah, and I don't know that it's necessarily a true game environment. I think it's important, especially for the young guys, to see A.J. Long and Mitch Kimball, under center and seeing if they can direct traffic when it's a little bit more of a pressured situation. But for the other guys, I think it's another opportunity to kind of have some fun and just turn it loose and, let them play a little bit, live and go ahead and hit and tackle and make those plays. And, so for me, it's a chance to see young kids play with a little bit more pressure, and then the older kids just have a little more fun. So,
Scott, you've mentioned Richie a lot.
Yeah.
You've talked about guys that have good practices when
Yeah.
you talk to us. It just seems like he's really had a real good spring.
He has. He's had a really good spring, and I think it's been a great opportunity, having Darrell be, out really for spring, and we haven't put him in any pads or anything, and he ran today, which was good to see him running. I think it's an opportunity for Richie as well as Darius to get a lot of reps together and to let Chauncey Sism get reps, rotating in there with the ones every once in a while, especially when we're in Okie and that sort of thing. But Richie's had a good spring. I think he's the 12th kid I've coached from North Miami Beach, and those Bertani-made kids they've really helped my career. And Richie's doing the same, and he's just a versatile guy. He's a good athlete. He's got great hands. The interception he made today was just really a great play. So I think that we have good depth at the safety position, and when we get into our 3-down, our Okie package, you like to put 5 and 6 defensive backs on the field, and he's a kid that's always done a great job reading the quarterback. He hasn't had as many interceptions as I know he's wanted to since he's been here, but he's had some good people playing with him and in front of him. But I think he's really worked hard. It's his opportunity to flourish his senior year. And he's doing great in school, by the way, which, is more important than anything.
It's really kind of the core special teams.
Especially
replacing that.
Yeah, speaking to the core special teams guys, what we've done this spring is we've really tried not to put too much emphasis on the team special teams approach, meaning we didn't line up in a kickoff or a kickoff return formation, but what we did is we looked at the areas that we didn't do a good job last year, the skill sets and the techniques involved, and really worked hard at getting better at those, putting kids in compromising situations where they have to regain leverage in a punt return and kind of midpoint between the guy that's returning the ball and intersecting and those types of things. So I think we have a good group of kids to work off of, and I think there's more coming with these freshmen. I think we have some freshmen that can help us right away and become core special teams guys. We're going to miss a Llewellyn Coker, but I see a guy like Trayvon Burke who's had some really good practices in those periods, stepping up to the plate. Josh Kirkland has to do his part and give us help out there, and he's doing a good job. So I think it's been a good developmental spring that way to try to at least start that short list of special teams core players.
Real quick, kick return, punt return, same cast of characters.
Yeah, same cast of characters. Brisley's healthy with that hand too, so he can do both. So I think we have some guys back there that can do some things.
You mentioned last week the offense was a little bit ahead of the defense. Do you still think that's the case?
You never really know. I think like last week we had a 76 play scrimmage, and I did the scoring system today to test it. because I had an interesting spring game many years ago where the defense won 84-13, and I looked back at that and I said, "Oh hell no, we're not using that system." We were given 4 points for a sack, 3 points for a TFL. Now I was a defensive coach, so I loved that scoring system. So I took that scrimmage and myself and Timmy Lester, we sat down and watched it with BJ Code. And the score of the spring game, if it would have been that Tuesday scrimmage a week ago, would have been 38-32 offense. So I like the scoring system. So we'll see what happens, but we'll see how it goes.
Anything else for Coach today?
Coach, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw Denzel Ward walking around here a little earlier. Is there any chance he plays a part in the spring game, or is he just here on a visit?
No, yeah, he's in school and everything. He's on spring break and came out and he's 6'7", 358 right now, and we're educating him. He was walking out of the building the other day with the nutrition guide from Will Higgs and teaching him how to eat 5 well-balanced meals a day rather than 3 portions of Harold's chicken in Chicago. But yeah, he'll be out and about to watch it. But and I know his mom's coming to town too, so that'll be good.
You mentioned at the center position, John was really looking good. Do you think that he's going to be the guy at that spot in spring game or in the season?
Yeah, he'll play in the spring games, some center, or he'll play center. But we'll see, man. Competition's on. There's a lot of months left for people to try to steal jobs from one another. And that's one position we want to keep that competition hot all the way till we make a decision week of Villanova. So, but he's done a nice job. I'm really pleased with his progress. And we've been moving Kendall Moore all over the place. So he can play tight end, tackle. We even had him snapping today, just because we're banged up there. So we'll see. Competition's on.
Scott, are there any guys that you have ruled out for the spring game?
There's a couple, but I'm going to wait until the doctors tell me officially that we can't let them play. And we'll be